Well, hello and welcome to the SBDC video on writing and implementing your business plan. I'm your moderator, Scott Fedale, with Washington State University Extension. Now, if you haven't already done so, you can download a document from the SBDC website that covers the material we'll be discussing today. This video will give you an overview of how you go about developing and using your business plan to get results in your business today and long into the future. Our format today is a discussion of the planning process and outcomes with an advisor, Jody, who's joining me today in the studio. So Jody, why don't you start us off by talking about what a business plan really is?
Well, first of all, a good business plan is about content and result-oriented language, not just writing and formatting a long document with some pretty pictures and spreadsheets. About 10 pages plus the financial statements should be sufficient in most cases. Next, your plan should tell a complete story of your business in a format that can be communicated to anyone needing to understand your business. It should include information about the past, the present, where the business is going, and how it is going to get there. Now that how part of the plan, that's where the rubber meets the road. So we'll be spending time working through that part in some detail.
Now, Jody, I must say, this sounds like a lot of work. Is this something that most business owners can really do by themselves?
It does sound like a lot of work, but an important thing to realize here is that most business owners are probably already doing a majority of the activities associated with business planning every day. The critical issue here is that simply writing this down, it causes something magical to occur. I know it sounds silly, but it has proven to be true time and again. Remember, this is all about telling the story of your business. And I already know that you like talking about your company. After all, it's a lot like your child. The best, the brightest, the most capable business out there, right?
Okay, so a lot of this is something that most business owners can handle because they're already doing a lot of it. So why don't you walk us through the specific steps to getting the plan done?
I'd be glad to. But first, let me say that clients have said that this is a little like being asked to eat an elephant. They have no idea of where to start, let alone how to get it all eaten. So let me say this, don't look at the entire elephant. We will take one step at a time, or one bite at a time if you prefer. And first, you need to define your strategy. Strategy requires focus. Figure out, what are you really selling? Who wants it? Why do they want it? And finally, how your business provides something different from the competition. And the next step is how you will control your destiny. Here, you need to determine where you want to go and break that down into specific concrete steps, which include dates, deadlines, and budgets. The object is not to merely react to events, but instead, to the best extent possible, try to anticipate what might happen and then be proactive. Set a roadmap to follow and revise it as things change. And believe me, they will change. And next, you need to plan your cash flow. As you are well aware, cash is the lifeblood of any business. You have got to make a good, educated guess and then manage your planned cash flow versus the actual cash flow very carefully. Now, since you're an entrepreneur, wanting growth is pretty natural. What you need to figure out fairly accurately is how much growth you can really do, because growth uses a lot of cash. And the other part of this equation is profits don't necessarily mean cash. So laying out this information in detail is going to be critical to your survival. The math isn't hard, but getting your financials organized will take some time and effort. Next, let's talk about allocating your resources realistically. And this doesn't just have to do with cash, but also with know-how and responsibility. The questions here are, who will be doing it, what needs to get done, and when must it be done by?
Okay, Jody, well, this seems to make pretty good common sense. So what does a completed plan include when we're talking about all of the elements involved?
Well, a basic outline would include Section 1, the business, the executive summary, about 1 to 2 pages. It will include the description of the business, historical and present, products and services, the market and the industry, the location or locations of the business, the competition, the management and personnel, the capital infusion needed, source and use, and assumptions for financial forecasts. Section 2 will be your historical financial data. It'll have about 1 to 3 years of income and balance sheets. And Section 3 is your financing forecast. About 3 to 5 years income, cash flow, and balance sheets. And Section 4 will be your addendums, your contracts and agreements, your resumes, and all your supporting documents. I know it looks like a lot of ground to cover, but in reality, most plans range from about 10 to 15 pages. And extra length adds no real value if it doesn't make the plan more viable and implementable.
Now, Jody, as I've talked to various people who own small businesses about how to effectively manage them, I keep hearing a saying that goes something like this: work on, not just in the business. What does that actually mean?
Well, that's true. This is really all about taking time out from doing every single task that needs to be done, to think strategically about your company. You know, as small business owners, we get so involved in getting it done, we forget we need to take a step back and take a critical look at the business and where it needs to go to be successful in the short and the long term.
So working on the business is actually more strategically focused than the day-to-day stuff, is that right?
Exactly. And the business plan is a key part of that strategic planning process. Keep in mind, you are not alone in this. I'm here to help as much as I can. So let's put a bow on this discussion and let you get back to work. Some additional general points that you need to note are: the plan should address 3 to 5 years, depending on what your plans are for the future. You should have a monthly forecast and cash flow for the first 12 months. And to understand, plans are never 100% right, but nonetheless, they are vital to success. You should only be wrong about once a month, and as you monitor your plan versus the monthly results, you will gain new insights into how the business is performing. And you can then adjust the plan and improve the results every month.
Okay, well, I think I understand what needs to be done, and you've made it pretty clear that it's really important. So my next question, though, is what do I as a business owner get out of this once it's done? Or to put it in business terms, what's my return on investment here?
Glad you asked that. You know, you should be asking that for everything that you do. The key benefit of planning is that it creates a focus for your direction, and it provides specific and measurable targets that will help your business grow and get better at managing your business each and every month. Taking a strategic mountaintop view of your business gives you the opportunity to review your performance and the factors affecting your business. Being proactive in making changes because you have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, why it will happen, that can be the best medicine on earth to all entrepreneurs.
Well, this all sounds great, but exactly what is it that actually comes out of the business plan?
Well, the bottom line is you get a greater ability to make continual improvements. You can anticipate problems and understand viable solutions. And it gives you some sound financial information, your income and cash flow on which to base your decisions. Greater confidence in your decision making. To me, it seems that those are powerful reasons to do the work required, and then to complete and use your plan to help run your business.
Well, Jody, thank you very much. I think you've convinced me at least, and hopefully some of our viewers, about why it's critical to write a good business plan. Now, for those of you watching this, don't forget to download a business plan outline from our website and make use of all the great resources there. So, good luck, and be sure you have some fun while you develop your plan.